All right, guys, we're on a 2013 Mercedes C250, and we're just going to do a quick walkthrough using the Xtool D9S Pro, just to see what this scan tool can do on this particular car. And as you see, whenever it pops up, it comes up with a little menu where you can select, right or left hand drive, whether it's a sedan. I'm not sure what transmission it's got. You got a pretty good little selection there. We're going to keep it there on 7-speed automatic. And I'm just going to go ahead and do an automatic scan. And I want to fast forward through this because, as you can see, there's quite a few modules that it's got. So it's got up to 96 modules. I don't know how many it's going to find, but we're just going to let it do a scan, and then we'll get through this. All right, guys, so it finished scanning through all the modules, and there was a potential of 96 modules. And you can see all the topology there. I'm going to go to list, and we're going to see how many modules it scanned. So it scanned 33 modules. And we're just going to, I'm not going to go through each and every one of these because this video would take quite a while to do 33 modules. But I'm going to go through the more important ones. And basically what we're going to do is I'm going to hit diagnostic. We're going to go into the module, and we're going to take a look at the actuation test, the special functions, any kind of coding that the scan tool can do on this particular car. So we'll go ahead and hit actuation test, special functions. We'll do configuration. We'll do coding. I'll go ahead and hit display of coding data. It's a pretty good long list of things that you can code. So, for instance, let's find something that, okay, like the gear ratio. If I wanted to change the gear ratio, I highlight it, hit edit. The little drop down box gives me the different gear ratios that this car came with or could have came with, and I can change that. So pretty nice little option there. Manual settings, that's what you got there. Teach-in processes, I think it's like relearn processes, like activation of fuel pump. Teach in of throttle valve stop. I think that's like a relearn of the throttle body. Things like that. You also got program, control module programming, encoding, data backup, and restoration. So you can program a new engine control module. And that's what this particular scan tool is good for. So the D8 version does not have that program option. I did a review on the D8 if you want to go through it, and it's real similar to this, but the D9 has a lot more programming ability on European cars, specifically Mercedes, BMW, Volkswagen, and Audi. So we're going to go ahead and hit actuation test. That's what you got there. Special functions. We'll do configuration. Again, you got some coding, things that you'll be able to change, manual settings, teach-in processes. So you can reset the adaptation values, things like that. Of course, you got the same program option there under the transmission control module. That's something that if you do a lot of work on these kind of cars, you don't want to have to take it to the dealer to have them do that same thing. So there's the program. We'll go ahead and go into it, but it's going to be pretty much the same option. All we got under this is special functions. We got configuration, and this was central gateway, display of coding data. So it's going to be the same. Let's go ahead and go into that because I think. Yeah, the D8 did the same thing to me. The control unit does not support this function. So under the central gateway, it does not support. I guess there may not be any coding that you can do, period, because my launch was the same way. Of course, you got teach-in processes. Instrument cluster. There's actuation test. And like I said, we're just going to hit probably the more important things. Current menu settings. Let's see what that is. So there's all the coding stuff that you could change. Maintenance. Of course, program, same thing. Telematics. Like I said, I don't want to go through each and every one of these. Electronic ignition lock, we'll go ahead and hit that. Just got special functions, initial startup, configuration. Teach-in processes. Steering column module. I don't know if we'll, let's go ahead and do it. There's your program button. You don't have any actuation tests or special functions, but you can program a new module, which again, that's what this particular scan tool is famous for. Electronic stability control. Actuation test. Special functions. They could probably trim the amount of times you've got to push buttons to get to things. Oh, let's go ahead and look at the teach-in processes. Of course, you can program module if you had to replace it. Tire pressure, we're not going to worry about. Supplemental restraint, we'll go ahead and do that in case you're a body shop, or maybe you bought a used car that's been wrecked and you're going to fix it up. You may want to know what kind of things you can do. Lock or unlock of the control unit. I'm assuming that's if you was in a wreck and an airbag went off, you can go ahead and either lock it or unlock it. Check the software. Same locking or unlocking of the control unit. Of course, you can program. Air conditioning is an important one where I'm at. I'm here in Texas, so that's a necessity. Actuation test. Special functions. Configuration, manual settings. We'll go ahead and click on a couple of these, see what they consist of. These are things, obviously, that you can change. Workshop coding. And for instance, like see where it says R134A? If you wanted to change that, this year you could have had the R1234YF or the R134A. So depending on what's in the car, you can change that. Special settings, see what's under that. Okay, looks like that's it. teach-in processes, breaking in of refrigerant compressor. Oh, wow. And then, of course, you can program a new module. Overhead control panel. That's actuation test, special functions. Teach-in processes. Program. Front signal acquisition and actuation module, driver's side. All right, guys, so I don't know where the camera cut off at. It went, my camera battery died, so I had to swap batteries out. We're on the wipers. I'm going to hit actuation test. We got wiper motor. Let's go back and let me see if there was an important one we did. I think the last one we did before wipers was the electronic selector module, which wasn't really nothing. I did one of the doors. You had the window anti-crush. Special function was about it on that. Garage door opener, rain light sensor, seat adjustment. That's really probably about the only important. I think we've covered all the important ones. Hopefully the battery lasted long enough to get through what I would consider the more important ones. But anyway, most of these modules, as you saw, for instance, go into the air conditioning again, had the program feature. So you can program a new module on pretty much every one of these modules. So if you own a Mercedes or you do a lot of work on them, you might consider this tool because it will program modules for them. Anyway, we're going to exit out of that. So if you click the program button right here, this is scanning all the modules that this scanner is supposed to be able to program. So as you can see, it's saying programmable. Anything that it's not going to be able to program, it won't list here. So we'll just let it go down through its list here, and we'll see what it's got. Now it's showing a possibility of 57 modules that it is able to program, but depending on what this vehicle has as far as what options, will determine how many actual modules that it picks up that it's able to program. Right now we're on 24, 25, up 57, 27. Okay, so it's got 21 modules that it can program. The engine module, transmission, central gateway, instrument cluster, all your important modules, it looks like this scan tool would be able to program. And all you'd have to do to program it is highlight one, then hit the program button, and then it would take you through the steps. Initial startup, not 100% sure what that is. We'll just go ahead and click on it. We'll click the what they call the motor electronics, which is the engine control module. Of course, you got your coding. We've already went through that and got manual settings, so that's all that is. Anyway, I think we're pretty much done, fellas. This is the D9S Pro, and it is a very, very highly capable scan tool on Mercedes, BMW, Audi, and Volkswagens. It is able to do a lot of coding and a lot of programming. So if you guys work on a lot of those vehicles, then you might want to consider this particular scan tool. The launch X431 Pro 3 Ace is also a very capable scan tool on these cars. Anyway, we're done. You guys take care. We'll see you.